All right, so moving on from the referral sent per month enrolled, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, this report that we're looking at here is for the entire DTD network. So all of you won't go back as far as February 18. You'll just go back as far as the month after you were both executed your MOU and had your agency entered into CoactionNet. The next section is the disposition of referrals sent. What this does is this gives you an indication of, for all of the referrals that were sent by your agency, where are they? What is their current status? So you can see for the entire agency, most of them are in the warm handoff status. So you can see for the entire network, most of our referrals are in warm handoff. A lot of these are from a single source. We've got quite a number that haven't been updated, and then here smaller, you can see we have a few that are at capacity, pending screening, unable to contact, and even a couple that were completed, enrolled. For your individual agencies, that, like I said, this will be a relative indication of how many referrals you've got out and what their statuses are. As we move toward being able to have more of these completed, we'll start to remove those bubbles that indicate a final status. So these things like at capacity, unable to contact, completed, enrolled, we would consider that to be a final status for a referral, because at that point we know the referral is done, there's not going to be any further updates. So we'll start to remove those after we see some more traffic moving into those statuses. Finally, the last piece of the puzzle, and this would be the thing that was created after the last time we met, is this clients entered per month enrolled. Month enrolled means the exact same thing here. And it's simply the number of client profiles entered by a user at your agency during the month. So you can see we've got a total of 361 client profiles entered across the entire network. The most of them were entered in August, and this gives us the breakdown of month by month. So that's what's in the report. Important for us to talk about, and one of the main reasons I bring up this report today, is to discuss with you guys the purpose of this report. This is not a judgment, right? This is not a time to look at some numbers and to see how some things are and to decide whether or not anyone has passed or failed what they're supposed to be doing. The purpose of this report, and the reason that you guys receive it weekly, is to enable you to track your current status with regards to your participation in the Driving the Dream network. It's to give you an opportunity to look at what's been going on and to ask questions about what you're seeing, to ask questions of both us and the staff at your agencies of, why are we seeing the things that we're seeing? Are there barriers to moving from no update to an update, etc., etc.? So this is a touch point. This is a touchstone, and this is a monitoring tool. So this is intended to empower you guys at your individual agencies to be able to be engaged in the process of participating in the Driving the Dream network, to keep you up to date on what's going on, and to make sure that you've got opportunities to ask questions, again, of both us and your staff early and often, so that you're never surprised later on by a report that comes out that would, by one of our quarterly or year-end reports. We want to take all the surprise out of that and make sure that everyone sees what's going into it ahead of time. So that's the purpose of these reports. Does anyone have any questions or comments about the individual agency highlight reports? Are these working for you guys? Are you being able to receive them and use them? What feedback would you guys like to give us about these reports? I'll give folks who want to come off mute a second to do that. Okay, I'm going to assume that means that I've done a most excellent job of explaining and presenting this to you guys. And so everyone is happy with what we've got in our individual agency highlight reports. Turn that off. All right. Well, moving on, we're going to take a look into CoactionNet. So the second thing on our agenda was to walk everyone on the video conference through our referral process for sending and receiving referrals through Driving the Dream. I know there were some questions at our last meeting, some folks who had never seen the inside of CoactionNet before, and so we want to make sure that everyone is familiar with what you or your staff should be doing in order to get a referral sent through CoactionNet. So we'll switch over to that window now. All right, and I'm logged in as our community testing environment. And if I have a client who comes in, the first thing that I want to do is to check and see if that client is already in the system, right? So I've searched. You can go to client profile. You can search. Name is typically the easiest thing to use. You have lots of options for searching for clients. Just know that all of these options are additive. So if you have both name and gender up, then your client will need to match both of the ones that you've entered. Otherwise, they will not appear. So here's the client that has come into my office today. This is the person I'm interested in. I see that she's already in CoactionNet. If they're not, you can go to New Client Profile. And in order to enter a client profile into CoactionNet, you really only need two pieces of information and two optional pieces of information. The two required are the name and the date of birth. The optional ones are gender and primary race. You have to select something for these. The little asterisk here means that they're required. But you can select refused. And so, you know, if they don't answer that, or if you don't know, you can say unknown or refused, and that's fine. The most important ones are the name and the date of birth. But we know that the client we were looking for is in here. That is our April J client, who I use for testing on a regular basis. And once we found the client, we click on their record and we can enter a Driving the Dream referral form for that client. So entering this form records the referral into CoactionNet. So we can go to Actions, Create New. So this creates a new referral. You would select your organization. So we'll use the demo organization for this demonstration. You would select any services that you are currently providing to that individual. This lets us know some things about how our network operates. There's our consent section. Important in here are the hide and share referring organization information selections. You have to pick one. If you pick share, then this top section remains visible, and anyone else in the network can see who sent this referral. If you choose hide, that goes away, and you can't bring it back. So only choose hide if you mean it. But this allows you to confidentially send a referral on a client's behalf and not allow the wider network to know who it was that sent that referral. And so you can use that for clients who have sensitive situations. Here's our consent form, which is part of each and every referral. The client should have the opportunity to read this or have this section read to them, and to agree to either consent over the telephone or by signing the form here. So if they're going to sign, and if you have a touch screen, you can use that, or you can use a mouse. You click sign. Oh. Hopefully their mouse signing skills are better than mine. This records the signature. The next section is the household information section, and this asks a couple of pretty generic questions about the client's household. This allows us to collect that information. Has anyone else been referred through Driving the Dream? I don't know. Is the client the head of household? Number of adults in the household at present? Number of children in the household at present? This number includes the client. So if it's the client and one other adult, you would choose 2. The next is the client contact information provided. We need at least one of these pieces of information to send with the referral so that the agency receiving the referral can contact the client in some way. The more of these you send, the easier it is for the person receiving the referral to respond to it. But again, if you've got a client whose information is sensitive, or who has concerns about sharing certain pieces of information like their address, you can just choose to share a phone number and an email address, for example. Or just an email address, as long as the client understands that that is the method by which the receiving agency will be reaching out to them. So now you have a couple of options. You can choose to send this as a referral for services or a referral for care coordination. And as we've talked about before, care coordination is for clients who exhibit a number of needs across a variety of domains. And so if you have that sort of client, you would check client is interested in care coordination at this time. Choose the care coordinator organization that you wish to send the referral to. At present, only Catholic Charities is accepting referrals from external sources, although that will change soon. And that's it. The rest of this is to be filled out by the care coordinator, so you can go back up to the top, save this record, and be done. If the client is not interested in care coordination, if they just need a referral for services, then you would check the second. Client is not interested in care coordination at this time. Choose the primary reason for this referral, and this is one of our TTS domains, and any secondary reasons that may apply, or that they may also request services from that organization for. The primary reason populates this referral program dropdown. So this would change. So see, for food and nutrition, we've got a number of resources available. But if instead we're interested in employment, that list changes, right? So this helps to pre-populate some options for you. These are resources that we've already put in and that we've done some research on how to contact and how to work with those agencies. If you don't see one that you are interested in, you can choose Other. The program I want isn't listed. Enter the name of the program. Fill out as much of this information as you have, but you are required to fill out an email address. The reason for this is that each referral sent through Driving the Dream comes with an email sent to the receiving organization. But if there's no email address, that email can't go anywhere. So if you don't have an email address for the agency you wish to send a referral to at the time of the referral, you can enter your own email address, and then when you contact that agency for that warm handoff, for that direct connection, you can inquire as to which email address you should be using to send these referrals, and you can forward the email to them so that they can update it. Finally, enter any notes about the referral that the receiving agency should know. These are included in the referral and should be notes about this specific referral and not the client generally. So you, for example, would not want to include therapy case notes in the notes about the referral. That would be confidential information that should not be shared. But if you're sending a referral to someone for employment and this person is already working part-time in the mornings, you may want to include a note that the receiving agency should reach out to them in the afternoons if they want to have a better chance of contacting the client, things like that. The notes are optional, but if there's anything that the receiving agency should know that would help them, that's where you would put it. Once we reach this point, we're done. We can choose to save our referral. And it's done. We have entered the referral into CoactionNet, and you can see it here. All right, do we have any questions, comments, or concerns about sending referrals through CoactionNet? All right, we've walked through the referral process. The next thing on my agenda to speak with you guys about today is our Driving the Dream Agency Services Population Survey, which ends up being a really terrible acronym, but that's what we've got for now. So each of at least someone in your agency, probably multiple someones, has received emails at this point asking for this survey to be filled out. And that email should include a link to the survey as well as your agency's PIN. That PIN is a 5 or 6 digit string of random characters that you can just copy and paste into the survey field. And I've had a few questions about, so what does it mean by client served? And you certainly can. We are purposefully vague about the definition of what we mean by client served. And the reason for that is that each and every one of you guys has got a different program service model. And so what served means for one agency would certainly not be the same thing as for another agency. And so what we ask is that you guys would include your definition, right? How many clients did your agency provide services to, however you define that, during the month. So let me pull up a pen real quick. So I'll pull up the one for Driving the Dream. We use that for testing. And the page you're seeing it on here is the knowledge base page. The link takes you directly to the form, but you can also get to it on the knowledge base at any time. So once you enter your agency's PIN, you would submit that. And that opens up the rest of the survey with your agency's information. So Driving the Dream, that's me. I'm entering data for the month of September 2018. You can actually enter data for any of the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And it's just the number of clients served. We've modified the survey to include below this definition that says the number of clients served is the number of clients provided services by your agency during the month, however you define and track service provision. Importantly, these are not limited to the number of clients that you provided DTD-related services to. So we're not just asking for how many referrals did you send through DTD or how many clients did you talk to about Driving the Dream. It's really how many clients did your agency provide services to. So for Driving the Dream, I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm going to pad our numbers a little bit. Record the data. It will ask me if I'm sure. And if I am, I'll confirm. And then it will tell me the survey is complete. And that's it. So it only takes a moment to fill out and get that thing taken care of. For those of you who've already done it, you won't receive additional reminders for it. And I think starting tomorrow, we'll be reaching out by phone to any of our agency partners who've not completed their survey yet, or who completed it and entered 0 for their numbers served, just to make sure that that's what you meant, and to make sure that you're not having any issues accessing or completing the survey. Hey, Kemp. So all of the services provided by your agency. So that's not and so we really aren't talking about a subset here that's just related to Driving the Dream or United Way funded programs, but it's the number of clients that you guys served for the month. All right, great question. Okay, you know, that's fine. You can actually go in and fill the survey out again. You don't have to do anything special. Just use the same pin, use the same link. You can fill it out again, and the new number that you put in will be the one that actually gets recorded. So, and that counts for everyone. So if you realize, oh, you know what, I think I made a mistake, you can always go back and fill it out again, and we will just pull the most recently entered for each month. So that's no problem at all.
So my information was zero. This one here. My information was zero. So I'm to go back in and put in the number of people that were serviced by the agency.
That's correct.
I didn't put it in, but that, I was asked to confirm that that would be enough.
That it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then again, this is really to give us a good idea of sort of the numbers of folks that are being served through our Driving the Dream partner agencies, and it's very useful for us in terms of setting targets for Driving the Dream performance to make sure that we're not asking anything that is over and above what you guys would have the capacity to do. So that helps us to monitor and modulate our expectations to reflect reality. All right. Okay, well, it is 1:35, which means we're going to be out of here well before the 2:30 I scheduled for this meeting. I was expecting a considerable outcry at some point, although I should have known you guys were already all up to date. Does anyone have any other questions about Driving the Dream, about our referral network QI process, anything of that nature?
Hey, Eric.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So I was just asking, when it comes to the families, you might have to scroll down to see my question.
Oh.
I was asking when it came to the families that we case manage. So say we case manage 50 this month, and some of them are still with us next month. They'll be counted again. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah, we're not asking for unique clients served, just the number of clients served during that month.
Okay.
I promise what I will not do is take all of your months and add them together and say that you served that many unique clients. Although that would be very impressive.
Okay, because there will be duplicates because our numbers include the case managed as well as, like, just services that we offer. So it's both.
Right. Yeah, you can think of it as just sort of a point-in-time census, right? Sort of like they do for recording homeless populations, for example. Just go out and say, all right, who's here right now?
Okay. And so we're adding on the partners list for Knowledge Quest, you have our UPP as well and Greenway. And so we're adding our UPP to CoactionNet. Would referrals count if we did a referral from our FSI to UPP?
Absolutely. If you're sending clients from one program within your agency to another, you can submit those through CoactionNet. Those are sort of broadly classified as an internal referral, but we would certainly count it, right? Because we believe that is easing the communications process, both between agencies and within agencies as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Desiree? Hey.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you yesterday for your fielding my queries about some stuff on CoactionNet. But I submitted a referral yesterday, and I wondered if there's any way to toggle some kind of automatically generated email that gets sent to me from the system that says that I have successfully completed. I know I can, you showed us how to go in and see it, but I'm just kind of wondering if I can pass something to my records that is generated by Coaction itself.
Oh, we could probably do that. I'll write that down as an idea.
Thank you.
Let me take a quick
Eric,
note
I
of
have
that.
a question.
Sure.
This is Heather with One by One Ministries. We are new to the Driving the Dream, and am curious to know when your next CoactionNet training session is scheduled for.
Okay, great question. And to answer it, let's see, am I still sharing my screen with everyone? I hope so. Yes, I am. Great. To answer it, I'm actually going to check on our knowledge base. So we've mentioned it a few times. It's at drivingthedream.org. And under the training category, nope, excuse me, I said the wrong thing. Under the events category, we've got our events calendar. And so we hold these monthly on the third Wednesday, and there it is. These are our Phase 3 Accelerate trainings. These are our CoactionNet trainings. So the very next one will be on October the 24th at 1 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's see, I have a question asking if we can update the company profile online. Is this about how you're listed as a resource, Miss Angela? Give her a second to clarify that with us. At any point, though, I'm going to assume I know what that question means and try to answer it. At any point, if you have a change to your agency programs or you want to add another program as a resource in CoactionNet, you can email us and let us know. We'll send you out another an updated agency program information form so that we can collect the information from you that we would need to put that program into CoactionNet. You send it back to us. We'll get it put in. It shows up the same day that we put it in. So that's how we would handle that. We will send you another one. No worries. Oh, and to Knowledge Quest. All right. Let me make a note. Send agency program form to and Knowledge Quest. Excellent. Okay. Before I let you guys go, I have one final announcement. And that is we've worked on it and we have come up with a way to provide email reminders about outstanding referrals. And so what we mean by that is we've got all of these disposition of referrals sent here, and we've talked about the ones that are not finalized. So we've developed a report inside CoactionNet to pull the current status of all of our outstanding referrals. And what we will do is, at least here at the beginning, we will start on a weekly basis. We will pull all of the referrals from CoactionNet that are not finalized, and we will send an email to both the person who sent the referral and the person who received it with the information about the referral again, and a request to update it along with the link to the update web form and the referral ID so that they can go ahead and update that. So don't get freaked out when you start seeing requests for referral updates coming in through emails. Let your staff know. So these emails will go directly to the people who put the referrals in. So just let them know, let them be aware. I will send out an email blast before the first of these update requests, but I just wanted to get it on everyone's radar before we started sending emails out all over the place to let you know that they are coming. So this is in response to one of the requests that was made during our last in-person Referral Network Partner QI meeting for update requests. So we've taken some time, we've worked it out, and we think we have a solution to that. And you will be seeing more about that in the coming weeks.
Are we disconnecting?
Well, I was just going to see if anybody had a comment about that. If not, thank you all for attending. We appreciate your participation in the Driving the Dream Network. We will see you guys again in person on November the 14th. That meeting is scheduled to take place at Porter Leith. So check your calendar invitations for the address on that, and we will see you guys next month. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.